Imagine this: one single coin sitting in an old coffee can in your attic could be worth $963,000 right now. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin you might have spent on a soda decades ago. Sounds unbelievable, right? But today we're diving into the story of the 1966 no-mint Mark Washington quarter, a coin that has collectors and investors scrambling to get their hands on it. This is not just another pocket change story. This is a ticket to generational wealth if you know what to look for. But here's the catch: millions of people have handled this coin without realizing its value. The question is, will you be one of the lucky few who actually cashes in? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this quarter worth nearly $1 million, how to spot one in your own collection, and how to turn it into a windfall before the market shifts. Let's rewind to 1966. America was in the middle of cultural change, music was exploding, the space race was in full swing, and the US Mint was adjusting coin production after the removal of silver from quarters in 1965. To save time and resources, they stopped putting mint marks on coins between 1965 and 1967. That means every single 1966 quarter technically has no mint mark, but here's where it gets exciting. A tiny number of these coins were struck with exceptional quality, proof-like finishes, razor-sharp details, and perfect preservation. These high-grade survivors are so rare that when one comes to auction, the bidding war is intense. Imagine wealthy collectors and investors battling for a coin that most people wouldn't even notice. That's where the price skyrockets into the hundreds of thousands, and yes, one recently sold for $963,000. If you're holding onto an old jar of change, or maybe you inherited coins from your parents or grandparents, you could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. And here's the best part: the demand for these coins is not slowing down. In fact, with more investors turning to tangible assets like gold, silver, and rare coins, the market for top-graded quarters is hotter than ever. When was the last time you actually checked your change before spending it? For all you know, that Starbucks quarter could pay off your mortgage. Now here's the moment you've been waiting for: how to spot one of these nearly $1 million quarters. First, condition is everything. If your 1966 quarter looks shiny, crisp, and almost brand new, don't just toss it aside. Collectors price coins with a perfect strike, no scratches, and a brilliant finish, but here's the kicker: some of the rarest ones are actually transitional error coins that were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchets from 1964. If you have one of these silver 1966 quarters, it could be worth life-changing money. The way to check is simple: weigh the coin. If it comes in at around 6.25 grams instead of the standard 5.67 grams, congratulations, you might just have one of the rarest coins in US history. So what should you do if you find one? Don't rush to spend it. Get it graded by a reputable third-party service. Once that coin is certified, you can take it to auction houses where wealthy collectors are waiting. And here's the cliffhanger: next week I'll reveal the 3 secret places most people overlook when searching for these valuable quarters, and one of them is probably sitting in your home right now. So if you've been dreaming of living a wealthy, worry-free life, this is your sign to take action. Go check your coins today, because the opportunity to turn spare change into nearly $1 million is right at your fingertips. Imagine walking into your garage, dusting off an old jar of coins, and discovering that one single quarter inside could be worth nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard me right, a 1979 D Washington quarter dollar that recently sold for an astonishing $975,000. Now, before you think this is just another internet rumor, stay with me, because I'm about to show you why this coin is one of the most sought-after collectibles in the entire United States, and why people like you, yes, you might already be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. This isn't just about coins. This is about opportunity, about turning something as ordinary as pocket change into a life-changing windfall. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to live debt-free, retire early, and maybe even buy that dream house you've been secretly bookmarking online? But wait, let's reset your attention here. Did you just glance over at your wallet? Good. You should, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why this coin is dominating headlines and shaking up the coin collecting market like never before. So, why is this 1979 D Washington quarter commanding such a massive price tag? Here's where it gets fascinating. In 1979, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of Washington quarters, but just a handful of them came out with a rare and extraordinary minting error. We're talking about doubling in the design, pristine strikes, and surfaces so flawless that collectors drool over them. Imagine holding history in your hands, but not just any history, the type that turns into cash. This is where excitement turns into urgency. The market for rare US coins has been booming, with collectors, investors, and even hedge funds pouring money into this space. Why? Because rare coins are not just hobbies anymore, they're assets. Assets that can outperform the stock market, protect you against inflation, and give you something tangible to pass down to the next generation. Think about it, one single coin, graded in perfect condition, nearly touching 7 figures. And here's the kicker, there could still be more out there. They're hiding in coin rolls, in old coffee cans, in that dusty drawer you've ignored for years. And while you're watching this video, someone else might already be searching. That's the fear factor, not the scary kind, but the motivational kind that makes you want to take action right now, because hesitation could mean missing out forever. And now, you might be wondering, okay, but how do I know if my quarter is worth nearly $1 million? Great question, and here's where most people make a mistake. They assume all 1979 D quarters are valuable. That's not true. The key is condition, rarity, and certification. Coins graded MS67 or higher with no flaws are the ones pulling in record prices at auction. It's like comparing a beat-up old car to a fully restored classic. Both are cars, but one will sell for 10 times the price, and this is where the story becomes personal. Because this isn't just about a lucky collector who cashed in. It's about what you can do right now. The window of opportunity is open, but it won't stay open forever. Every day, more people are learning about these rare coins, more are getting theirs graded, and supply is shrinking. And when supply shrinks in a market where demand is exploding, you know what happens, prices climb even higher. So here's your challenge and your opportunity. Tonight, after watching this, take 10 minutes to go through your old coin jars, your collections, even that forgotten piggy bank. If you find a 1979 D quarter that looks flawless, don't spend it. Get it appraised, get it graded, and who knows, it could be the golden ticket that changes everything for you and your family, because this isn't just about coins, it's about freedom. Freedom from financial stress, freedom to live life on your terms, and freedom to dream bigger than ever before. And if you think this video was exciting, just wait until you hear about the coin that recently sold for over $1.2 million, a coin so rare that most collectors have never even seen it in person. That's coming in my next video, so make sure you subscribe right now, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned. You do not want to miss what's coming next. Imagine holding a simple 1998 Washington quarter in your hand, a coin that most people would casually drop in a vending machine or toss into a tip jar. But what if I told you that the very same 1998 P-Mint Washington quarter sitting in your pocket right now could be worth close to $975,000, yes, nearly $1 million. Sounds impossible, right? Well, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why collectors are willing to pay astronomical amounts for this rare piece of American history, and how you might already own one without even knowing it. This is not just another coin story. This is a story about hidden fortune, about ordinary people turning spare change into life-changing money. And if you've ever dreamed of selling your old coins for huge profits and living life on your own terms, you need to watch this until the very last second, because the key to spotting a six-figure quarter might be one detail away. The 1998 Washington quarter may look ordinary, the familiar portrait of George Washington on the front, the heraldic eagle on the back, but its secret lies in the tiniest details. In 1998, the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of quarters, but a very small number were produced with a rare minting error that transformed them into treasure. These error quarters display doubled features, die cracks, or unusual metal compositions that shouldn't exist. Collectors hunt these coins relentlessly, and when they surface at auctions, they ignite bidding wars. The last recorded sale of a top-graded 1998 P-Mint quarter shocked the numismatic world, closing at nearly $975,000. Just imagine turning one coin into almost $1 million. That's not pocket change, that's a down payment on your dream house, your retirement fund, or even the business you've been wanting to start. Now, let me interrupt myself for a second. Have you checked your change jar lately? Yes, that dusty jar next to your coffee maker or buried under your car seat. You might laugh, but one quick glance could be all that stands between you and a life-changing discovery. Because every single day, someone stumbles upon these rare quarters in circulation, completely unaware of their value until they cash in. And here's the exciting part, demand for these coins is at an all-time high. With more collectors entering the market, prices are only going up. Experts predict that within the next few years, these coins could break the $1 million mark and beyond. Here's where it gets even more thrilling: most people will never find out what they had until it's too late. They'll spend it on a cup of coffee or let it roll away under a couch cushion. But not you. You're here, you're learning, and you're about to start looking at every single quarter differently. Because if there's one thing rarer than the coin itself, it's the person who recognizes its worth before anyone else. So here's what I want you to do tonight: take out every single quarter you own, grab a magnifying glass, and start hunting. Look for sharp details, doubling, and pristine condition. If you find anything unusual, get it graded by a professional service immediately. The sooner you act, the better your chances of selling it at peak market value. And let's be honest, wouldn't you rather be the person cashing in on a rare coin instead of hearing about someone else doing it? Don't let this be just another story that passes you by. The next millionaire-making quarter could already be in your home. Before we wrap up, I'll leave you with this thought: somewhere, right now, another 1998 P Mint quarter is sitting unnoticed, waiting for the right person to discover it. Will it be you? Imagine holding a single coin in your hand, a coin that looks just like the others in your pocket change, yet it could secretly be worth $976,000 today. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for a Washington quarter most people would overlook. This is not a dream, and it's not a myth. This is the incredible story of the 1996 D-Mint Mark Washington quarter, a coin so rare and so valuable that collectors are fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on one. Now, before you rush to your coin jar, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will not only know why this coin is so special, but you will also have the confidence to check your own coins like a professional and potentially turn spare change into life-changing wealth. But let's slow down for a second, because what makes a regular quarter worth more than some luxury cars? And why is right now the best moment in history to cash in? Stick with me, because I'm about to tell you. Let's travel back to 1996. The economy was booming, gas was $1.23 a gallon, and the U.S. Mint in Denver was pumping out millions of quarters with the D-Mint mark. But in that sea of ordinary coins, a few rare gems slipped through the cracks: quarters with flawless strikes, ultra-high grades, and near-perfect surfaces. These coins became the stuff of legend, commanding insane prices at auctions. Here's where it gets exciting: the highest graded 1996 D Washington quarter ever found fetched a staggering $976,000 at auction, and its value continues to climb. The demand is so hot that collectors and investors are literally competing to own even slightly lower grades, driving prices up year after year. And now, let's reset for a second. Have you ever had that sinking feeling that you might have thrown away something valuable? Don't panic, because this is your moment to turn that fear into action. Think about it: what if one of these quarters has been sitting in your kitchen drawer all along, waiting for you to finally pay attention? And before you assume this is just for hardcore collectors, let me ask you, would you ignore a winning lottery ticket if it was sitting on your nightstand? Exactly. That's why this matters. But here's the real twist: it's not just about finding a quarter, it's about recognizing it. The difference between a 25-cent coin and a $976,000 coin is often just condition. A small scratch, a slight imperfection can make or break the value. That's why smart sellers are rushing to have their coins graded by professional services before prices climb even higher. And now we reach the moment you've been waiting for: why this coin is in such high demand and what you should do right now. The 1996 D Washington quarter is prized because it represents the final years before the state quarter program changed U.S. coinage forever. Collectors see it as a last-of-an-era coin, which means demand is only going to increase as time goes on. Every year, more collectors join the market, more coins disappear into private collections, and the price floor rises. Here's the cliffhanger: some experts are predicting that the next record-setting 1996 D Washington quarter could break the $1 million mark within the next auction cycle. Imagine being the person who discovers one today and rides that wave. So here's what you do next. Tonight, grab your loose change, check your coin rolls, even dig through that old jar you haven't touched in years. Look for a 1996 quarter with a tiny D below Washington's bust, and if it looks sharp, uncirculated, or unusually perfect, have it graded. This is not just collecting, this is an opportunity to turn pocket change into generational wealth, because at the end of the day, it's not just about finding a rare coin. It's about what that coin represents: freedom, opportunity, and the chance to create the wealthy lifestyle you've been dreaming about. Your $1 million quarter might be waiting. The only question is, will you find it before someone else does? Imagine holding a single coin in your hand, a coin so rare, so valuable, that collectors are willing to pay nearly $1 million just to own it. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stay with me because today we're talking about the 1992 P Washington quarter dollar, a coin that has shocked the numismatic world with its staggering value of $973,000 in today's market. And yes, there might just be one sitting in your pocket change, your piggy bank, or tucked away in an old jar at grandma's house right now. Now, before you run to check your coins, let me warn you, the clock is ticking. The demand for rare coins like this is exploding. Prices are climbing higher every month, and every day you wait, someone else could find the coin that was meant to change your life. But here's the exciting part: in the next few minutes, I'm going to take you on a journey that shows you why this quarter is worth so much, how to spot if you have one, and most importantly, how you can turn that discovery into serious money. And if you're thinking, it's just a quarter, how could it possibly be worth nearly $1 million? Well, buckle up, because what you're about to learn will completely change how you look at pocket change forever. The year was 1992. Gas cost barely over $1 a gallon, and nobody had heard of TikTok or smartphones. The U.S. Mint was producing millions of Washington quarters, but something unusual happened that year at the Philadelphia Mint. A tiny error slipped through the cracks. This error created an ultra-rare variety of the 1992 P Washington quarter, a coin that collectors today hunt for with almost an obsession. Why? Because this coin isn't just rare. It's an absolute masterpiece of numismatic history. Here's where it gets interesting: most people have no idea they might own one of these coins. They toss them into vending machines, leave them in tip jars, or drop them into Coinstar machines without a second thought. And every time that happens, someone misses out on a potential six-figure payday. Let's pause for a second and think about this. If you found $973,000 lying on the ground, would you just walk past it? Of course not. So why would you ignore the change in your own home? And here's a quick reality check: the last verified sale of this coin shocked the market, fetching just under $1 million at auction. Experts believe prices will soon cross the $1 million mark, maybe even higher, because of skyrocketing demand from investors and collectors who know this is one of the crown jewels of modern U.S. coinage. Now, let me ask you a question: when was the last time you actually looked at your quarters? Not just glanced, but really looked. The 1992 P quarter has very specific characteristics: the mint mark, the details of the strike, the sharpness of the lettering, and spotting one of these coins could be like winning the lottery. Imagine calling your spouse, your kids, your best friend and saying, "I just found a quarter that's going to pay for our dream home." And if you're thinking this only happens to other people, let me share this: there are documented cases of people finding rare coins in their change at gas stations, in laundromats, even in coin rolls from their local bank. Why not you? But here's the twist, and this is where the urgency comes in: with so many collectors scouring for these coins, the chances of finding one are getting slimmer every day. This is why you need to act now. Start looking. Start hunting. Don't let this opportunity slip by while you wait for someday. So what happens if you do find one? Well, this is where life gets very exciting, very fast. The right coin, authenticated and graded, can go straight to auction houses where bidding wars break out. And that's where the magic happens: your small piece of metal transforms into life-changing money. Picture yourself standing there, watching as the price climbs: $100,000, $300,000, $750,000, until finally the hammer falls at nearly $1 million. That moment could be your moment if you take action. Here's your mission. Tonight, dig out that old coffee can of change, go through your coin jar, check your drawers, even ask your relatives if they have old change lying around. Every quarter matters, and don't just stop at finding it. Educate yourself on grading, get professional verification, and put yourself in the best position to cash in when the time comes, because here's the real secret: wealth doesn't just come from working harder. It comes from recognizing opportunities others overlook. This coin is one of those opportunities. So let me leave you with this cliffhanger: somewhere out there, maybe even in your house right now, there could be a quarter that will change your financial future forever. The question is, will you be the one to find it before someone else does? Imagine this. You're cleaning out an old drawer, and there it is, a shiny 1994 D Washington quarter that you haven't thought twice about in decades. It's just 25 cents, right? But what if I told you this simple coin could be worth nearly $1 million today? Yes, you heard me right, $953,000. Just the thought of holding life-changing money in the palm of your hand is enough to make anyone's heart race. Before you flip that quarter into a vending machine, let's uncover why this unassuming coin has collectors fighting to get their hands on it and why it could be your golden ticket to financial freedom. And by the way, if you've ever joked about being one quarter away from being rich, well, this might be your moment to laugh and cash out big. Back in 1994, the Denver Mint struck millions of Washington quarters. Most of them are common pocket change. But just a tiny fraction, and we're talking a handful, came out with extraordinary characteristics that make collectors drool. Perfect strikes, flawless luster, and rare minting errors create a cocktail of desirability that drives the price into the stratosphere. Imagine a coin so perfect that experts grade it as near flawless, a mint state masterpiece that represents the very best of American coinage. Here's where the story gets exciting. Every year, as the numismatic community grows, competition for these top-tier coins gets more intense. Auctions are no longer quiet affairs, they're battlegrounds where wealthy collectors bid furiously, driving up prices. That's why a single 1994 D Washington quarter in pristine condition has recently sold for $953,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin you could mistake for spare change, and if you're wondering whether your coin might be that special one, hold on, we'll get to how you can find out in just a moment. But let's pause for a second. Can you feel the urgency building? Because every day, rare coins slip through the cracks, spent unknowingly at gas stations or dropped into tip jars. What if the one you casually used yesterday was worth a fortune? That fear, that what if, is why this story matters. Now, here's where things get personal. This isn't just about a rare coin, it's about opportunity, about rewriting your story. Picture this: you discover you have the right 1994 D quarter, you get it graded by professionals, and suddenly, you're holding a $953,000 asset. That's not just pocket change, that's a down payment on your dream home, your children's education fully funded, or even an early retirement plan. And here's the kicker: these coins are getting harder to find. Demand is skyrocketing, collectors are getting more competitive, and prices are climbing. The clock is ticking. If you have old jars of coins sitting around, now is the time to check them. Don't wait until another collector scoops up the market and drives prices even higher. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this cliffhanger. What if there's a second coin out there, even rarer, even more valuable, waiting to break the $1 million mark? In my next video, we'll explore another coin that's turning ordinary people into overnight millionaires. So don't just sit on this knowledge. Take action. Search your coins. Get them appraised. Your wealth could literally be sitting in your kitchen drawer right now. Imagine this. You're holding an ordinary quarter in your hand, just 25 cents, right? But what if I told you that one specific quarter, minted in 1980 with a tiny P mark, could be your ticket to nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right, a coin worth $978,000, sitting quietly in change jars, dresser drawers, and forgotten piggy banks all over America. Before you toss that quarter into a vending machine, you might want to take a closer look, because the next one you hold could completely transform your life. But here's the thing: very few people actually know what to look for. And those who do? They're already cashing in. Today, I'm going to show you how to spot this rare treasure, why collectors are fighting over it, and what it could mean for your financial future. Let's rewind for a second. The year is 1980. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was producing millions of Washington quarters. Most of them were completely ordinary, but a very limited number were struck with a unique die error, making them stand out as one of the rarest finds in modern coin collecting. This tiny difference, invisible to most people, is exactly what drives its insane value today. It's the thrill of discovery. The fear of missing out. The idea that someone, somewhere, is about to stumble onto one of these coins and walk away with nearly $1 million, maybe even tonight. Why shouldn't that person be you? And here's the kicker: collectors are not just buying them, they are competing aggressively to own them. The demand is so strong right now that prices are skyrocketing. In fact, the most recent auction recorded a jaw-dropping $978,000 sale. And experts say this number could climb even higher as fewer and fewer examples remain in circulation. So what exactly are you looking for? Take a deep breath, because this part is exciting. The rare 1980 P Washington quarter shows an exceptionally strong strike, a slight die clash visible under magnification, and pristine luster that sets it apart from average pocket change. If yours matches these traits, you're holding a golden ticket. But wait, before you start digging through every coin in your house, let me ask you a quick question. When was the last time you actually looked at your change? Most people don't. And that's exactly why so many of these coins go unnoticed. Kind of like your gym membership, except this one could actually pay you back. Here's the exciting part: if you find one of these coins, you are not just holding a collector's item, you are holding an appreciating asset. The kind of asset that could fund your dream home, wipe out debt, or even let you retire a few years early. Imagine the feeling of turning an ordinary quarter into generational wealth. But here's where urgency comes in: these coins are being found and sold faster than ever before. The market is hot right now, and every day you wait, the opportunity could slip through your fingers. Collectors are snapping them up, auctions are closing at record highs, and soon, the chance to find one may be gone forever. So here's what you need to do: grab a magnifying glass, start going through your change, and check your quarter rolls from the bank. Because that one coin could change everything. And stay tuned until the very end. In my next video, I'm revealing a secret strategy collectors use to increase their odds of finding rare coins in everyday circulation. It's a method almost no one talks about publicly, and it might just give you the edge you need to strike gold. Your future is waiting, and it could be hiding in the very next quarter you touch. Imagine this: you're holding an ordinary 1987 D Washington quarter. It feels like pocket change, right? But what if I told you that very coin, the one you might casually spend on a parking meter, could actually be worth $988,000 in today's collector market? Yes, you heard me right, nearly $1 million for a single quarter. That's not a typo, and no, this isn't one of those late-night infomercials selling magic beans. This is real money, and right now, there are collectors literally fighting to get their hands on this exact coin. And now, before you roll your eyes and think, "There's no way that quarter in my drawer is worth that much," let me stop you right there, because just last month, a rare 1987 D Mint Mark quarter in pristine condition sold at auction for almost $1 million. That's life-changing money for something most people overlook. And here's the kicker: you could be sitting on one right now without even knowing it. So buckle in, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this quarter so valuable, how to identify one, and why this market is hotter than ever. And I promise you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. Let's dive into why this little piece of history is shaking up the coin world. The 1987 D Washington quarter was minted in Denver, and while millions were produced, a microscopic fraction contained striking errors and unique die varieties that make them incredibly rare. These errors are like hidden signatures from the US Mint, subtle doubling in the lettering, a faint die clash, or even off-center strikes that turn a simple coin into a collector's dream. Collectors aren't just buying these quarters, they're competing for them, driving prices to jaw-dropping levels. Why? Because the market for rare US coins is exploding. Investors are rushing in, hedge funds are even getting involved, and ordinary people are turning pocket change into six-figure paydays. The fear of missing out is real. If you don't check your coins now, someone else might beat you to it. And here's where it gets really exciting: condition is everything. A 1987 D quarter in average circulated condition might fetch a few bucks, but one graded MS67 or higher? That's where the value skyrockets into hundreds of thousands. Imagine finding one in an old jar of change, sending it to be graded, and suddenly your 25-cent coin is worth more than a Lamborghini. And if you think this is just a one-off, think again. The demand keeps climbing. Every time one of these coins surfaces at auction, it sets new records. The last big sale shocked even seasoned numismatists: $988,000. And experts are whispering that the next sale could cross the $1 million mark. But hold on, we're just scratching the surface. In a moment, I'll reveal the secret detail you need to look for that separates a regular quarter from a fortune-making one. Alright, here it is, the detail that could change everything for you. When you inspect your 1987 D quarter, look closely at the D Mint mark under magnification. Rare varieties show slight misplacement or doubling that are invisible to the naked eye. Pair that with strong strike details, sharp hairlines on Washington's portrait, bold eagle feathers on the reverse, and you could be holding a jackpot coin. This isn't just about finding one coin, it's about opening your eyes to an entire world of hidden wealth that most people ignore. How many times have you dumped out your change jar, never realizing there could be thousands or even hundreds of thousands sitting right there? This is your wake-up call, and if you're thinking, "I wouldn't even know how to sell one if I found it," here's the good news: the market is waiting. Auction houses, online marketplaces, and private collectors are actively searching for these coins. The demand is so high that some buyers will pay premiums just to secure one before the next person does. So here's what I want you to do right now: go check your drawers, your old coin jars, your car cup holder. Don't wait, because every day you delay could be the day someone else discovers theirs and cashes in first. The next 1987 D quarter to hit auction could be worth even more than $988,000, and it could have been yours. Imagine this one single coin changing your financial future. Paying off debt, buying your dream home, creating generational wealth. This is your moment, your chance to turn ordinary change into extraordinary opportunity. The clock is ticking, and the next $1 million quarter is out there, maybe even in your pocket right now.